What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, coming to you today with another daily trade review. This will be a red day review for trades taken on April 4th. Today, as the title shows, we were 3 strikes and we were out in the small account today. We just could not find our groove, and one of the reasons was that for some reason I had it in my mind that the market was going to go down today. And instead of playing what the charts was showing, and instead of trying to find an actual pattern, we took, I know, at least 2 trades thinking that the stock had hit a point where it had to go down because it was up X amount of green bars. And that was a bad thought to have because it cost us today. So let's take a look at the thumbnail watch list real quick. We will take a peek at the charts, and we see that early on the market popped. You look at Apple popped off the open. NVDA popped off of the open. Microsoft, see a pattern. Facebook, they all popped off of the open. And we had it in our mind that the market would go down today. If you look at these charts, what is that? Six out of the 7 charts finished with the high of the day almost at close. Only one that didn't was NVDA. It finished with the high pretty much around noon, but it still kind of fought back to get back up there. But we had it in our mind that the market was going to go down. The market never did. It just kind of chugged along today. And we ended up taking 3 trades, and it cost us $90. We played SPY, Facebook, and AMD. And as you can see, all 3 were red. So we were batting 0-4 today. 0-4 on April 4. So let's go ahead. Let's get the charts pulled up. I'm actually curious. Like I say, 2 of them, I know the strategy I was going for. It didn't really have a pattern. I don't think any of these I traded on a pattern today. 2 of them I traded based on something that I said I was going to incorporate into my trading plan. And I really need to quit trying to do this until I have kind of, for one, perfected it, and 2, kind of go through and work out the kinks in it. But first trade that we took today was on the SPY. Let's see. Yep, we got the chart set up. Nope, we still need to change that to an arrow. All right. So first trade that we took today was on the SPY, and we see that the SPY just chugged along. The SPY just chugged along. Pull back, pop, pull back, it'll pop, pull back, just chugging. So we took our first trade at 1035. 1035. Where is 1035? Right here. And we took this as this had come up and tested this area, and we were playing it to come back down. But we had no real confirmation that this was coming back down. We took this solely because it had broke this area and it had kind of chugged along. And we stayed in this trade until 1102. 1102. Look at that. We stayed in this thing until it came all the way up to the top up here. So we were in the money a little bit here. This came back, dropped back down, setting a higher low from this one here. So we got in here. This ended up setting a lower low from here, but then it popped and it set a higher low. So we should have been getting out at this point once it didn't go lower to that. And we have the VWAP in an uptrend. So this is telling us that this stock is in a uptrend. We will know that if we look anywhere to the left going backwards. So like I said, I need to quit trying to play the tops back down until I have had time to kind of go through some charts and look at all of the dynamics of that play. Because with this being in an uptrend, with the VWAP in an uptrend, that's instantly telling me, no, there's no reason you should be trying. Even if this thing did come down, it still wouldn't have been a good trade. It just would have did it, but it really was not a good trade. So we will have to smack my hand every time I want to hit that buy button just because I see it coming up to the top and thinking it's going to come back down. We don't have any real top and tails. We had the top and tail there, but no top and tails when it came over here. So that was our first trade, and definitely not a good trade. Second trade that we took was on Facebook. We played puts again. And if we look at Facebook, we see that Facebook popped off the open, pulled back. But what do we see? We see that the VWAP is in an uptrend. So this stock is still telling you that it's in an uptrend on the 1 minute. We come over here and look at the 15. Hopefully be able to somewhat see the little golden broken line. But on the 15, it's in an uptrend. And this is what really tells you what the trend is doing, the higher time frame. So with this 15 being in an uptrend, that's clearly telling me that I should not be trying to go short or be trying to play puts. But we did. And let's see where we got in on this one at. We got in this trade at 10:53. 27 seconds. So let's see where 10:53 was at. 10:53 is right here. So we were getting in on this candle. Again, no clear sign that this is going down. So we are on the wrong side of this trade. Off rip. We are on the wrong side. We're getting in after it has set a higher low, just like the previous one. We have a higher low. No reason to take that trade. This is a reason to tell you to go to the high side, but that's still not good because you got junk over here to the left. But definitely not a good reason to be trying to go low. But like I said, in the morning, I already had my mind like locked in that the market is going to go down. And that was a horrible thing to have in my mind. But we got out of this one at 10:57. Stopped out right there. We bought one put. And we stopped out for a $30 loss. We could have cut the bleeding and got out right here. But again, doggone mind of the mind wants to be right. The mind wanted to be right, so much so that I overlooked the higher low. Didn't pay attention that the VWAP is in an uptrend. And I'm just thinking, okay, it's going to push back down because this top right here is going to push it back down. It blew right through that. It blew right through it and kept on going. And that one cost us $30. So 2 trades in and we are down 64 bucks. And then we took our final trade. On AMD. And guess what we bought on AMD? Guess what we bought? Take a guess. Just take a guess. And we'll get to it in a minute. But look at this ugly chart. This chart is ridiculous. Unlike the first 2 charts that we looked at, that we could see they were clearly in uptrends, AMD is in a smiley face. It's in a doggone smile. It ain't in an uptrend, a downtrend. It's just all over the place. Indicative of these candles all over the place. But we took a call on this. So the first 2 trades clearly was showing that we should have been trying to find entries to go to the high side. AMD was clearly showing you to look at another stock. It was saying, don't look at me because I'm not giving you no kind of indication on anything to do. But we purchased a call and we got in these at 1104. We got in on this candle right here. Looking at this, had I stayed in it, it would have made some money. But for one, we needed a pullback. We needed this right here to happen, and then we can get in over here once it's broken that high. So you get these pullbacks and you get these tests here and here, but you don't get into the trade until you've broken that high. That's coming over here. This is a good trade if you're entering over here. And again, you playing it up to here for your first target. Once this blew through there, then you can say, okay, I could stay in this. But we got in here without, again, any confirmation that this was going to hold VWAP. Even though it held it, we stopped out at 1111. We stopped out in this candle when it came back down. So another bad trade. That was another bad trade that when I come back and I sit down and I look at this, and even here would have been a let's just take a chance and see what it do entry. This entry here, it's already extended. And the reason I say that this one is because we could have got in here and then set the stop either here or here. Getting in here, we going to get stopped out on the pullback because our stop is going to be in the pullback. If we get in here and this moves, the pullback is going to come about to break even. But we got in way up here where the pullback has to come back down and stop us out. Only way that we could have did something with this trade was to get in here with one contract. We took 2 contracts on this. So we would have needed to get in right here with 1 contract and set our stop down there. And you see, we would not have gotten stopped out. And this thing made a nice $1.50 move. So all around bad trading. And like I said, this morning, I took a trade on PLX in my main account, which was a very good trade. I think I got in that one at $1.53. I think it got up to about $2, and I got out, I think, at around $1.93. So that one was a good trade. And then in my main account, I went back to playing covered calls, and I bought or sold a couple of covered calls on AMC. So at the same time I was trying to trade in the small account, I was trading in that account as well. Not an excuse, definitely not an excuse, but the small account didn't have my full attention. And I can look back and I can clearly see it now. And looking at this one right here, I'm just like, man, there was so many opportunities that this trade had to make money. Main one being catching that I'm in late. I am in late on this trade. And the reason I say that I could have got in here is because this was a breakout. See how this just consolidated? It kept coming to the VWAP and just consolidating. Once it broke, that would have been a good entry, and then just set the stop below the consolidation. So once I got in here, this was too late. This was too late. I needed to buy 1 contract, and I needed to give it the extra wiggle room that I always talk about. And because I bought 2 contracts and I didn't want to take the loss more than the 1R, and we lost $26 on this trade, we had to stop out when it pulled back. We had to stop out. Had we stayed in this trade, we probably would have been down $60 had it stopped us all the way out. And we don't know that it was going to play out like this. So play what the chart is showing. That's what I'm getting to on this trade. Play what the chart is showing. If I'm gonna get in late, get 1 contract, give it extra wiggle room, and we see that it had the room. It had the room. This trade probably would have made $150 easy on these 2 contracts, just looking at this move. But it all started on a faulty entry. And that is our 3 trades that we took today. Hopefully you found some value in this review. I definitely found some value in it. And I will work to have my mind right tomorrow. I will have my mind right to get in it. And for one, not be so locked on thinking that the market is going to do something and not looking at the chart to tell you what it's going to do. Because again, let me go back to this one, man. Let me go back to the SPY. Just looking, that's all I had to look at. That's all I need. I didn't need to look at no candlesticks. All I needed to look at was the VWAP to tell me, do not try to go low, because you're in an uptrend. If I'm trying to go low, I'm just trying to scalp little things, and I don't need to be trying to do that. It's enough stocks out there to where we shouldn't have to try to find something. Shouldn't have to try to turn the screen sideways to find a pattern, or turn your head sideways to find the pattern. The pattern should just be there. And the same thing with Facebook. Facebook is clearly in an uptrend. If we're going to try to find a pattern let's try to find a pattern that's going with the trend. We got, come over here. This is a nice little breakout. Look at that. That thing just flat bottom, consolidated, kind of wedged up, and then it popped. So let's find entries like that to get in. Let's not try to manufacture a pattern. Even here, we had this little downtrend. Just because we're seeing lower lows and lower highs, VWAP is still telling me that this is in an uptrend. So this is just pulling back. It hadn't changed its direction. It's just correcting so that it can keep running. So that is what I'm learning from these reviews today. But if you haven't already hit the like button, please do. Please do. Kind of helps me in the algorithms. If you just catching my channel for the first time, please think about subscribing. I do review my trades every day. And I have a couple of gentlemen in the comments that I enjoy chatting it up with about their trades and kind of just going over these. So feel free to get down in the comments, because it's all about making each of us better traders at the end of the day. And like I said, that was the reason for me starting this channel. It's just so that I can go back and review my trades, and it makes me a better trader, because even after I make these videos, I go back and watch them myself. So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. All right, peace.